Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to Broku no Hero. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing and talking about Black Clover chapter 213. And so yeah, this will definitely be manga spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the video. But I will leave a link in the description below to Viz, where you can go read the manga. So, guys, basically the arc is seemingly over, or very close to over. The conflict is now over. The elves are gone. Most of them. So basically what happens in this chapter, they escape the Shadow Palace, and then they realize the elves are still running rampant across the entire country. Now, there are probably easily dozens to hundreds, maybe even thousands or more elves, and elves are very strong. And if there are thousands of them, they would be hard to stop. And we see that there's a lot of destruction to the kingdom. There's buildings and buildings and buildings destroyed. I would say there's easily thousands of death from the elves, because there are elves that were from all across the country. One elf in Hodge was able to either incapacitate or kill many people, and honestly, if Austin you didn't show up, the entirety of Hodge would have been destroyed. So if there are other peasant or common villages where an elf was there and no magic knights, they're fucked. They're dead. So there's probably so many dead people, and honestly, even though they did stop the elves through a team effort with William, I do think that if this squad of people who just left the Shadow Palace did eventually just get healed and at 100%, they themselves, through leading an army of surviving humans, would be able to defeat the elves. I mean, you'd have Licht, Lumiere, Patri, Yami, Asta, a bunch of other people, Fugulian with the Fire Spirit. They would be able to stop the elves. But it didn't happen. They had William come in. Basically, Patri, he's like, I did enough in this life. This is my way of starting to redo and reverse what I did. So he lets William take over the body. And then William combines his World Tree magic with the Demon Dweller Sword. And then the Demon Dweller Sword and the World Tree magic connects with all the elves in the country. And then Asta hits it with his Demon Destroyer Sword, which cancels all of the reincarnation magic of the elves. So all of the elves are going back to the other realms in the afterlife. Now, this is except for Raya, Fauna, and Veto, the third eye. And the chapter ends with pretty much Licht is about to leave now too, and Asta's like, wait, isn't this your grimoire? And Licht says, no, that is yours now. And so basically, all the elves are gone, except for a few. But there's a few things I want to talk about. The first thing, this is the craziest thing, guys, and that is that there are seemingly elves that survived the Great Elf Massacre, or the Red Wedding, and the war that succeeded that massacre. Because when it shows all the elves' souls leaving their body, it shows two children looking up at the souls leaving people's bodies. And the thing with that is, these are two children with pointy ears and light hair. Exactly what elves have. Now, it wouldn't make sense that these kids would be there for no reason, for them to be drawn with pointy ears and light hair for no reason. This makes you think that there was elves that survived the actual massacre in the war. Either that, or they were elves looking up at the spirits going away, and they just hadn't had their souls taken away yet. It's either that, but honestly, why hadn't it happened to them yet if it was happening to every other elf in the country? But this could just mean that there's still elves left over. It makes sense because, if we look at the elf massacre, it didn't look like there was that many elves that were killed, maybe a few dozen, when there should be maybe hundreds or even thousands of elves. So it looks like there was the elf massacre, then a war of humans versus elves, and there could have just been some survivors, and thus these are descendants of the survivors of the Great War and the Great Massacre. And now, we do see that William Vangeance is the one who did help in saving the kingdom, and the thing with this is, the people think that William saved them, because his tree is what did this. They think that William saved everybody. They think he's the hero, even though he aided and abetted the destruction of the entire kingdom, aided and abetted the death of Julius Novachrono. And honestly, I do think that what's going to happen is the people are going to want William to be the Wizard King, because the people don't know what William did, and also William was the leader of the #1 squad and the next probably in line to be the Wizard King. So people are probably going to want that to happen. Now, I did see one thing where it was a comment on Reddit, can't remember who said it, but they're like, what if royals or whoever, it ends up being that either Fogolion or Nozel, 2 royals, become the Wizard King, but the common people want the noble, William, to be the Wizard King, which causes a civil war. And honestly, I think that'd be a bit too much to have a civil war right after, and honestly, I think this is going to just lead to a uniting of the people of the Clover Kingdom. I don't think there's going to be a civil war. If there's going to be another war, it would be a different country invading them. And so, honestly, I think what might happen is William is going to become the replacement for Patri for the Third Eye. William might lead the Third Eye, and might lead even Rades, Sally, and Voltos in their redemption arcs for what they did, and they might just be a rogue squad that is sent to do the worst of the worst missions, kind of like the Suicide Squad. And they are just meant to redeem themselves. They do the hardest, most dangerous missions, and that's how they will redeem themselves. Honestly, I would love that. And this brings into another question. Are the Third Eye going to keep their elven mana? Because technically, if their elven souls are not leaving the body, are they going to keep their elven level of mana? Because their markings on their face were still technically there. Now, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do lose their mana. And the thing is, if they do lose their elven mana, Veto is going to be weaker than the base Veto we saw early in the series. That's because he's going to likely have lesser physical strength, but equal mana. And then, same with Fauna, she's not going to be too strong either. But Raya, he's just going to be probably equivalent to his base form self from earlier in the series, which is still captain level. But if they do keep their elven mana, then team up with William, they could really get a lot of stuff done. And this is a comment or a tweet that I saw from Jovan, or Jovan, however you pronounce it. And he was talking about, what if Raya, because if he keeps his elven form, he can use multiple magic types at once. If he touches Yuno's Grimoire, and what if he uses the Fire Spirit and the Wind Spirit at the same time? That would be absolutely broken if Raya did that. But anyways, there's a few questions that we need answered soon. What's going to happen to William? Is people going to want to be the Wizard King? Is he going to become the Wizard King? Is he going to deny becoming the Wizard King because he knows he shouldn't be? Because William basically admits that what he did was wrong, and it's his fault that the war was started. So William knows he fucked up. And so that really is going to be interesting to see what happens next. Now, this is what I'm going to say. If William becomes the Wizard King, and nobody else seriously questions it in the series, I'm going to have to knock Black Clover down a few pegs for a bit, for at least a little while, because he does not deserve to be the Wizard King. He fucked up. Guys, he was already a Magic Knight by the time Patri went into his body, so he was already a soldier, a sworn soldier of the kingdom, by the time he made friends with Patri. So yes, he betrayed the Clover Kingdom. I don't care if Patri was his best friend. He's still his best friend wanted to kill Julius, who was his father figure. If your best friend wants to kill your father, are you going to lead your best friend to your father and say, oh, Dad, I know you're stronger than my friend, but he wants to kill you, just kill him and this will all work out? No, because if you lead your friend to kill your father and he kills your father, you are guilty. And also, William raised an army of elves by grouping together the Golden Dawn. He even stated that he did this, so he literally raised an army against his own army that he was sworn to be with, was the cause of Julius Novachrono's death, and basically for what he did to the Golden Dawn, he forcefully caused his own men to be possessed by evil entities, and forced his own men to see themselves kill innocent people. Just think about that. What William did was messed up. He should not get off scot-free. He should not get a slap on the wrist. He needs a serious redemption arc where he has to do really messed up shit to try and even get back to a neutral stance with the king. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, screw you, William Vangeance stands. Kind of half joking there, but no, he messed up. He should not be Wizard King. He should not be even neutral. He should be still treated as a traitor to the kingdom, even if he did help them in the end. He can't be trusted, and honestly, he needs a massive redemption arc. And honestly, I don't think he should ever be Wizard King based on these actions, because these are the actions of a 26-year-old, or between a 16 to a 26-year-old, a sworn Magic Knight. a captain, so I don't think he should ever be a captain. Or ever be... But he probably shouldn't even be a captain ever again, let alone the Wizard King. But let me know what you guys think down below. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out. Plus...